we are all created by God and given gifts to make this earth that He created a better place to live in, and to somehow bring His holiness, His presence into life. The arts were very fundamental to the expression of one's faith and how it's played out, ritualized, dramatized, and expressed and then presented to the congregation, to the people, and to the world. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, and that creative gift and skill, I've coupled those two, art and music, together as a way to express what I believe in the context of my Christian faith. We see many images on the walls, on the altar, in the windows of stained glass. They reflect the images of the people we love. You probably have pictures of your parents, your grandparents, your children, your grandchildren, your wife, all around you, just so you remember. An image helps us remember the visual form of God's created beings. Sometimes when you're looking at pictures in your home, you put on the radio, you have a special melody or a special song or tune that conjures up the past, brings you back there, and transports you. You see, that's what it is. Music transports in the same way art does. And when they merge and blend together, our family is with us. The saints of the church are not bone and flesh like we are today, right, but they were once, and their image is there for us to remember them. Iconography, painting sacred images in churches. Ikon in Greek means image. So the study of images and its application. Very simply, sacred images, the saints of the church, Christ, Jesus, the Virgin Mary, that is the way to portray it. Using certain colors in certain icons, whether it's on vestments or the background or the ground or the flora, or all of those have a certain canon, which is a code to follow. Red and blue in symbolism convey authority and monarchy, royalty. Love. Blue is love and the symbol of heaven. Red, symbol of sacrifice. White, the pearls, the purity of love. Green, the emerald, the fruitfulness of love together. We look at pictures and icons all around us and we think, well, they're decorations. No, we're supposed to look at them in a way that we're reading it as if we were reading a book. It tells us a story. This sacred space and sanctuary is dressed and attired in golds, in reds, in blues, in images, in symbols, in forms, all to blend together to create the symphony of our faith, God's presence. I grew up in a very traditional Armenian family with celebrations of food, feast, festivals, and also family history. As a little boy, we lived in a 3-decker tenement in Massachusetts. I would eat my breakfast and then run up and be with Grandma for the rest of the morning until I started going to school. And she would sit by me and read me stories from the Bible and tell me facts of family history, that I came from a family of priests. I had a legacy. Everyone reacts to those types of stories differently. I really personalized it in a very proud and joyful way that, wow, I was part of a very long-standing tradition. So that interest spurred my desire to be close to it. As a young boy, I took piano lessons, just like all of us. And I sang in school. And then I picked up the trombone, played for 8 years in a grammar school and in high school orchestra. And then I developed the skill of playing the organ, and I became a church organist. Put to good use that skill God gave to you, whether it's from the mouth and blowing from your lips or using your fingers. And fingers are attached to your hands, and the hand is a creative appendage. That's how picking up a brush or a pencil or a sketching tool also became part of who I was.
Do you see colors in music?
Absolutely.
You do.
Listen to the 1812 Overture. Think of all these colors with the cannons exploding and all that musical expression, and the colors that I see are purples and browns and blacks. And then when the smoke clears, the whites, the rays of light, a palette acts in that way, it functions that way. And then you mix it all together, and that's what you do. Isn't there something in a musical production called a mixer?
Yes.
Okay, you have your mixer, I have my mixer.
That's true.
It's called paint and a brush and a palette, bringing it all together to create a beautiful, flawless symphony.
You're not only a painter, but you've done design work for iconography.
The cathedral doors.
In New York
bronze
City.
doors, right. And that was like a 9-year project of picking the appropriate theme in the story, looking in our treasury of icons in sculpted pieces of art, and putting it all together to tell the story of the conversion of a pagan nation to Christianity in the year 301 AD. So it's the baptism of King Dirthad. And in the background, the beautiful mountain of Ararat, which was our holy mountain in the land of Armenia. And the whole story comes together.
You've shared with us a number of paintings. I was particularly interested in your depiction of Jesus Christ. There's a rather narrowing in his face. It's not anything that I've seen before. Is that just an arbitrary thing on your part? Or
No, because you're capturing the essence of a person's character and physiognomy, the structure of his body. Not so much so to replicate it as a portrait, like in Western art, but the bone and the flesh that covers the spirit within. It doesn't have to be exactly a replication of what an artist is looking at. And that's the biggest difference of Western art and Eastern iconography. The body is dressed to express a certain character of that individual. And that's why it's important to know the history, the personality, the biography of the life of an individual, because it shapes its form. Before I paint, I read the biography, the detail, and then you just kind of sit and ask God to fill you with every skill possible to be able to create a beautiful piece for His glory. It's God working through people and calling you to a high level of creativity to express Him. How did Tchaikovsky, Chopin, Paderewski, all of these great composers create what they created? They were inspired. That is God's Spirit working in you, in your musical creativity, or in myself as an artist. My life took a turn where I was searching and seeking, was it really an artist I wanted to be? And it was more. It was more. And I don't regret, because I still paint. I'm still an iconographer. I still dabble in art history. I give lectures and talks and so forth. And what God has given to you, if you use it to the best of your ability, you never lose it.
I want to thank you for this. It was totally enlightening, educational, and I so appreciate your time, your valued time to be here
You better
to
believe
do
it.
this.
You're my brother.